there's a hurricane that is currently hitting the state of Florida. The current status as of this morning was that this thing was trending from a Cat 4 into maybe a Cat 5. It is likely to hit Orlando. It's likely to hit the Panhandle. It really is kind of hitting the middle to the upper end of the state. We are not in that part of the state, but the sort of dirty side of the storm is hitting where we are. So that means that we didn't want too many of our employees coming into work today because obviously it's not particularly safe on the roads. According to the Wall Street Journal, Ian Sensor was forecast to approach the West Coast on Wednesday afternoon. The storm strengthened to a Cat 4 hurricane early Wednesday. It's expected to make landfall between Tampa and Fort Myers. It's a shift south from the earlier forecast that puts a lot of people directly in harm's way. Almost 2.5 million people are under an evacuation order right now. The latest forecasts say that the storm surge could be the highest up to 12 feet from Naples to the Sarasota region. If what happened in Cuba is any sort of indicator, things could get extremely rough. Cuba's entire electrical grid was knocked out on Tuesday night, and this thing is strengthening as it enters Florida. It's going to essentially hover over Florida, apparently, for the next 72 hours or so. According to the latest tracking models, it's not going to actually come off the east coast of Florida until basically midday on Thursday. So one of the big problems here is that it's not ripping through particularly quickly. It's really taking its time as it moves over the state. It's going to cause extraordinary loss of property. We'll see how many lives it costs. Now, normally in these situations, when you have a natural disaster, everybody sort of comes together no matter your political persuasion. Unfortunately, we now live in a country where this is no longer the case because the governor of Florida is Ron DeSantis. This means that he's very good and no bad. So look for very hot takes from the media about how this is all Ron DeSantis' fault, both because of global warming and also because Ron DeSantis is a very bad man. There's sort of pagan element that has taken over the radical left that suggests that things like COVID, natural disasters, this is actually some sort of divine revenge for right-wing governance, but only when it strikes a right-wing area. When it strikes a left-wing area, then we don't know why such a thing would happen. When it strikes a right-wing area, it must be because the gods of COVID have descended or because the hurricanes have decided to punish Ron DeSantis or some such nonsense. The reality is, of course, a natural disaster is a natural disaster, and thoughts, prayers, resources all need to go toward the people who are directly in the path of this thing. Ron DeSantis, yesterday, the governor of Florida, he warned of the conditions across the state. Schools across the state have been shut down. People are staying home. He was warning people, if you're directly in the pathway of the storm, to get out as fast as possible. Here was the governor yesterday.
There's still uncertainty with where that exact landfall will be, but just understand the impacts are going to be far, far broader than just where the eye of the storm happens to make landfall. In some areas, there will be catastrophic flooding and life-threatening storm surge. And so if you're on Florida's Gulf Coast, from Naples all the way through the Tampa Bay area and some of the counties north of that, that could be something that happens. And it will certainly happen in some parts of Florida's Gulf Coast.
Meanwhile, the president of the United States said that his administration was on alert to help the people of Florida. Here was President Biden yesterday.
My administration is on alert and in action to help the people of Florida. I've approved Florida's request for emergency assistance immediately upon receiving it from the governor when they received it. And I directed my team to surge federal assistance there before the storm hit. FEMA has already deployed 700 personnel to Florida, and the governor has activated 5,000 state National Guard with another 2,000 guards coming from other states.
There was some controversy yesterday, given the fact that President Biden, through most of yesterday, had not called Governor DeSantis, which is not the usual procedure. Normally, the first person you call when there is a hurricane about to hit a state is the governor of that state. According to the New York Post, President Biden called 3 Florida mayors on Tuesday as Hurricane Ian neared Florida's west coast hours before reaching out to Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. Apparently, he first spoke with Tampa Mayor Jane Castor, St. Petersburg Mayor Ken Welch, Clearwater Mayor Frank Hibbert. Castor and Welch are Democrats. Hibbert is a Republican. The president waited a fairly long time to call. This prompted the FEMA administrator to have to go on national television and explain why Joe Biden had not called Ron DeSantis as of yet. As we say, Biden corrected that late afternoon after there was enormous blowback for him not calling Ron DeSantis because the two obviously are political rivals. Here was the FEMA administrator trying to explain this away.
He's made conversations with the mayors, so is there any reason why not the governor?
Again, we have a strong team that's in place supporting the governor right now, working side by side with him and his staff. We'll continue to stay engaged with him.
And so that would be avoiding the question, obviously. Joe Biden was under pressure to call DeSantis. So, in fact, he did call DeSantis again. This is like baseline sort of stuff. We'll get to more on this in just one second. First, with everything that's going on right now, I mean, there's literally a hurricane outside. Sleep quality may not be a thing that you're getting right now, but this is why in the future you need a mattress made just for you. You need Helix Sleep. Helix has several different mattress models to choose from. They've got soft, medium, and firm mattresses. Mattress is great for cooling you down if you sleep hot. Mattress is great for spinal alignment, for morning aches and pains. Even a Helix Plus mattress for plus-size sleepers. If you're nervous about buying a mattress online, you don't have to be. Helix has a sleep quiz that matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress. Because why exactly would you buy a mattress made for somebody else? I took that Helix quiz. I was matched to a model that happens to be firm but breathable because I tend to get back pain if the mattress is too soft, and also I tend to heat up a lot at night. So Helix made the magic happen. They sent me a mattress that works perfectly for me. If you're looking for a mattress, go to helixsleep.com/Ben, take that 2-minute sleep quiz, find the perfect mattress for your body and sleep type. Your mattress will come right to your door for free. Plus, Helix has a 10-year warranty. You can try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will. Helix has over 12,000 5-star reviews. Their financing options and flexible payment plans make it so that a great night's sleep is never far away. For a limited time, Helix is offering up to $350 off all mattress orders plus 2 free pillows for our listeners. This is their best offer yet. Hurry on over to helixsleep.com/Ben. That's helixsleep.com/Ben to get started. Again, $350 off all mattress orders plus 2 free pillows for our listeners. That is their best offer. helixsleep.com/Ben. Apparently, according to the White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, the steps the federal government is taking to help Florida prepare for Hurricane Ian were discussed. The president and governor committed to continue close coordination. Now, this is not the first time that DeSantis has handled some sort of crisis in his state, but a crisis of this magnitude is a completely different beast. Obviously, in Florida, we've had the Surfside building collapse where a couple of hundred people were killed when buildings on the beach just fell down, like literally just fell down. And Governor DeSantis handled that very well. This, however, is a major hurricane and is going to cause complete chaos in the state because, again, you're talking about a hurricane that's essentially the size of Hurricane Katrina because it's trending toward a Cat 5 as it nears very, very populated areas. Now, this has not stopped the media from immediately jumping into, let's discuss this through a political lens, because this is what they do, of course. So one member of the media tried to say to Ron DeSantis that he had not actually prepped for the hurricane, which of course is really silly. DeSantis has been warning for days. I mean, even before I went into the holiday of Rosh Hashanah, there were warnings from DeSantis and the governor's team about if you're in the path of the hurricane, get ready to leave, make sure that you batten down the hatches, make sure that you have all the resources necessary. A media member tried to go after DeSantis on this yesterday, and DeSantis just blocked him.
FEMA Administrator Chris Wells said today that she acknowledged concerns that Florida, as was said, lacks response to the storm so far, and that
Whoa. Give me a break. That is nonsense. Stop politicizing, okay? Stop it. We declared a state of emergency when this thing wasn't even formed. We've had people in here, you've had counties doing, they've done a lot of hard work. And honestly, you're trying to attack me, I get, but like you're attacking these other people who've worked very hard. And so that's just totally false. I don't think we've ever, certainly since I've been governor, declared a state of emergency this early. We made sure that we were very inclusive with it. We said that there was a lot of uncertainty, and we've worked to make sure the preparations that have been done and all this stuff, you talk to the people at the counties when they've needed something, stuff gets there very quickly because of what Kevin and his team have done.
Yeah, the members of the media who are more radical are doing exactly what you would think they would be doing. MSNBC's Joy Reid, who's one of the worst people in all of media, she suggested that this is going to test Ron DeSantis because, after all, he's a bad Republican man who's bad. Here's Joy Reid yesterday.
Florida prepares for a monster storm with landfall expected tomorrow. Governor Ron DeSantis is going to be put to the test, forced to actually do his job when he's used to spending most of his time hanging out on Fox News and owning the libs. Is he up to the task?
It's just unbelievable. I'm sorry. Ron DeSantis has an approval rating well above 50% in the state. He's going to win re-election in a walk come November. Any governor who's in charge of a major state in the middle of a natural disaster is put to the test. The notion that Ron DeSantis's chief mode of governance in Florida has been to go on Fox News is an absurdity, but it is pure Joy Reid to suggest, of course, that this is really the first time that Ron DeSantis has ever been put to the test. The battle for the culture is heating up. We here at the Daily Wire are making some big moves. So be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, because you're not going to want to miss a single moment.